Hi, this is Dr. Lerman discussing intrinsic muscle strengthening. As you can see in this model, the orange is the intrinsic muscles and attaches right to the base of the toe. The function of that muscle is to pull the toe down so that when the toe is pulled down, the toe becomes straight. If it fails, your toe will develop a hammer toe. You will lose function in your toe. So the goal is to keep these muscles as strong as possible. You want to, when you work these toes, you must keep them straight. You can't do this because then the intrinsic muscle is not functioning properly. You keep your toes straight and then pull the toe down. Whether you're going to be doing it on the ground or you're going to use this exercise, which I believe is the best exercise for intrinsic muscle strengthening. The goal is to keep the toes as straight as possible. So when we do this exercise, we're going to take your fingers, make a claw, put them on top of the knuckles to keep your toes as straight as you can, and then you're going to resist the upward motion. My thumb is wrapped around her big toe, her hallux, to keep that rigid as well. So we're going to keep these toes straight. We do not want to let these toes bend when you do this exercise. Then you're using the extrinsics of the leg, not the intrinsics. So we're going to hold these toes straight, lock them in a straight position as though you're pushing off on the ground, and then I'm going to push up, and she's going to resist against me. She's going to push down against me, and she's pulling up the wrong way right now. You need to push down. So push down. Right now you got these muscles. You can see the muscle belly firing right here. And the goal is to fight it as much as you can while keeping these toes straight. And eventually you should get fatigue in these muscles. And she's doing a really good job pulling these muscles down. I can feel them firing. And that's how you're strengthening, actually working on really strengthening those muscles. Your hand should fatigue before your foot when they're really strong. So again, I've got them locked in. The key is keeping these knuckles as straight as possible. And then I'm pushing that direction and she's pushing this direction. And that is the best way to isolate out your intrinsic muscles so you get a good, firm intrinsic muscle functioning while maintaining your toes in a rectus position.
So how do I
You do this until your arch fatigues, and you'll feel either your hand or your arch fatigue. Once that occurs, you're done, and you'll switch to the other foot. You should go back for 3 or 4 times and just really work on stretching this out. If you have a hammer toe, you have to straighten the hammer toe out to get it straight first and then work it.
So how do I do it by myself?
So when you're doing it by yourself, and it's a good question, you're going to take your toes, put your heel on your knee. Again, lock in the toes, and now I'm going to push down against my hand and I'm pushing up. I'm pushing down this way and going as hard as I can to strengthen that muscle.